Hi, everyone. I'm Sherri Kreps, your spiritual fitness coach. What comes to mind when you think of self control? For some, you may think about not overindulging in foods that don't support your diet or health. Others may think of biting their tongue so they don't say the first thing that comes to mind. Others may think of making conscious decisions to act responsibly instead of giving in to a desire. All of these are examples of self control or restraint over our impulses, emotions, or desires. An example that comes to mind whenever I think about self control is found in Matthew 4. After Jesus was baptized, he was led into the wilderness. He had been fasting for 40 days and he was hungry. While he was there, Satan came to tempt him, saying, "If you are the Son of God, tell these stones to become loaves of bread." Jesus could have absolutely turned the stones to bread and had food to eat, but he didn't. Instead, he showed self-control and answered with Scripture saying, "No, the Scriptures say, people do not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God." Next, Satan took Jesus up to the holy city, seating him on a high pedestal at the temple. Satan said to Jesus, "If you are the Son of God, throw yourself down," to see if God would keep him from falling. While Jesus had full confidence in God and his ability, he exercised self-control and again answered with Scripture saying, "Again, it is written, you shall not put the Lord your God to the test." Again, Satan took Jesus to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their glory. He told Jesus that he would give him everything he saw if he would fall down and worship him. But Jesus showed self-control. Listen to his reply. "Get out of here, Satan," Jesus told him, "for the Scriptures say you must worship the Lord your God and serve him only." Just like we are tempted, Jesus himself was tempted. Satan tempted him in three vulnerable areas: physical needs, emotional needs, and the desire for power. In every temptation, Jesus was able to exercise self-control because he could answer the tempter with Scripture. He knew God and his word. Do you want to win today over lack of self-control? I believe it starts with knowing God and the truths of his word and depending on him in every situation where we are tempted to indulge. First, let me encourage you to devote time each day to invest in reading the Bible. You are not learning Scripture to learn facts, but you are learning more about the character of God and whose likeness you should strive to be transformed into. Second, pray. God knows the areas where you are most vulnerable to act on impulse. I am guessing you also know those areas well. By praying, you are increasing your awareness and you are calling on God and relying on his power to exercise self-control. Many years ago, I had a weekly encounter where I struggled to exercise self-control. I was hurting and wanted justice. I wanted to speak my mind instead of remaining silent. One night, I was reading from 1 Peter about godly living. I was convicted by the words describing Jesus' response as he was mocked before his death. 1 Peter 2:23 says, "He did not retaliate when he was insulted, nor threatened revenge when he suffered. He left his case in the hands of God, who always judges fairly." Just like Jesus, only by fully entrusting ourselves to the one who judges justly will give us the ability to win over lack of self-control. I encourage you as you entrust yourself to him. Now, go win today.